You never, ever, ever want to give a discount when budget wasn't an issue.
We call that negotiating with yourself. Okay, hi everyone, and for today's demolition episode, we've got a real exciting one for you. We've got Jenna, who's an account executive serving the small to medium-sized emerging markets, so under 200 employees, from Vidyard. And she's going to be talking to Megan from Tattle.
Hey, Scott and Dave, Jenna over here from Vidyard. I am an account executive here at Vidyard on the emerging sales team. I've been at Vidyard for about a year and a half now. I originally started here in July of 2018 as a business development rep. I did that role for about a year, and then July of 2019, I moved into the role as the account executive. In terms of what we're pitching, we are in this specific demo, I'm pitching our sales tool. So it's the tool that I'm actually using now to make this video for you. So it's great for sales reps to use when they're prospecting, to help them book meetings with call to actions inside the videos and full analytics in terms of who exactly is watching the video so that they can follow up appropriately. And in this video as well, I'm talking to Megan. She is the sales director over at Tattle. So she has a team, I believe it was of 3 SDRs underneath her who are booking meetings for her. And then she's the one that they hand the meetings to. And she was planning on growing out her team and expanding and of course becoming the manager of the team eventually. So if you have any other questions, just let me know. Otherwise, look forward to seeing the demolition.
What we're going to see in the next few minutes is Jenna very skillfully navigate through discovery and a demo all in 30 minutes. I love these ones that are actually condensed, 30 minutes. You can get away with that in more of a transactional motion, right? But what we're gonna see is an amazing opening and discovery. And I think we're gonna see a few opportunities for improvement when it comes to truly demonstrating customer stories and also having like those meaningful check-ins as you're going through. And when it comes to the pricing piece, pretty sure we're gonna have a few comments there, Scott. What do you think?
I'm excited.
Me too.
We're specifically talking discounting. When, how, and why do you ever do it?
Yes.
Excited to dive into it.
Me too. Let's do it.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I'm excited to chat with you today as well. I'll, of course, walk you through a full demo of our tool. We can talk about cost, and I'll follow up with a video proposal for you as well. So you'll really have everything you need in terms of making a decision on if you think this could add value. My ask would just be at the end of the call for you to provide your candid feedback to me on whether you think this is something that we should schedule some more time to reconnect about. If you want to get started right away, we can do that too. Or if you don't think it's going to add value, that's totally okay. Just let me know. Does that work for you?
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, of course.
All right, super good opening. I want your feedback on the opening. I think every first demo should be 30 minutes long, understand the pain points, lead with discovery, and then you can set up another meeting if you have to double click on it. What are your thoughts on the opening so far?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. This is actually one of the best openings I've ever seen. And I like it for a couple reasons. Number one, she's painting a really clear picture of where they want to go, but also saying, hey, at the end of this, we want you to have all the information you need to give us candid feedback on what you think. And if it's not a fit, that's fine too. Right away, that disarms them. And so I think that was very, very well done. Now, it was interesting. She gave a good roadmap, but she didn't say anything about discovery and asking a few more questions. And so I'll be interested to see if she actually dives in with some discovery before the demo.
Can't forget the most important part. Let's check it out.
All right.
Awesome. So I saw that you're a sales director. It can always mean so many different things. So maybe can you share a little bit about your role? Like, do you have a team or would you be the person using the tool? And kind of what does the day-to-day look like for yourself or for the team?
Okay, so here we go. We've got what the classic symptom we call machine gun questioning. That's where we see like so many reps do this and you ask 2 or 3 questions at once. What happens then, Scott?
I'm actually kind of guilty of this sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'll layer in a few questions. And what happens to me, and you see a lot of reps do it, is you'll just get one answer. And then the conversation keeps going. And then 15 minutes later, I'll be like, oh shit, I didn't get the answers to the 2 other questions that I have. And then you're left with holes in, your plan moving forward.
Exactly. Yep. So that would be one tip for sure. Now, the other is so important to understand, provide the prospect the understanding of the context of your organization. a few really good proof points. We know Vidyard has some massive brands. I've seen it on their website. So I think there's a chance to just 30-second high level on who you are is important. Even though this was a customer referral, which is the best, I think it's important to kind of set up the breadth of your organization.
Yeah, agreed. All right, well, let's see where we go from here.
Okay.
It can be used after they're a customer as well, just to like celebrate milestones, share news with them, things like that. So I can show you some examples just to give you some ideas of other ways you can use it, other than, of course, just that classic prospecting to book the meeting.
Okay, so I absolutely love that you just said that aspect of it, because I didn't even really think of that in that sense of how our account management team could utilize the tool as well.
Yeah, for sure. Like our customer success team uses it. Like we have tons of customers on the support and customer success and experience side who are using the tool for exactly that.
Okay, so Scott, how do you think the discovery is going so far?
So far, so good. So in all of these, we talk about you should do a solid 10 minutes of discovery before, diving in. And this is, I think, the first time ever where we're 8 minutes in, and it's all been discovery. So that's super, super solid. Kudos. And how do you think she's doing?
So I think she's doing some things very well. One of the pitfalls we see reps fall into is they'll go question. They don't stop to validate that they've heard what the prospect said. But also, the other pitfall we see is they dive into demo right away. They get into solution way too often. And so what we're seeing here is there's a perfect mix that Jenna's doing where she's actually giving a little bit of a tidbit of information, which is leading to more discovery. And then she's asking the next question and asking great follow-up questions and really good open probes. So this has actually been done very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it. And she also has brought in the fact that, Vidyard and how they use their own product.
Yes.
Or how they eat their own dog food or drink their own champagne. Is a better one.
Yeah, sure.
And that's awesome because people want to know, right? You're leading the best practice. You should be using your internal solution to the best of its capabilities.
Yeah, I think it's an important part. But I think what makes it stronger is let's remember we're salespeople, and people are always wondering, what's our ulterior motive? Are we trying to hit target at the end of the month or make more money for ourselves? Have we really got their best interest in mind? So a way to make that stronger is talk about how we use it for sure, but let's also use a customer story. Let's say how, specifically here they're talking about customer success. Let's talk about how Vidyard's awesome customers actually use the solution for customer success wins.
Yeah, I like it. Okay.
That piece I will say is like an additional add-on too. So it's not something that everyone starts with out of the gate. Sometimes they start small and then you can add that on at any time, but I can at least show you what it looks like to give you an idea.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if you could at least show me what it looks like, that would be great. To be honest with you, I would see it as something we would probably set up later down the line, but I still would love to see it.
Yeah, for sure. No problem. We typically don't recommend it unless you have at minimum 5 users, sometimes even up to 10. So,
okay.
Yeah. So let me know, are you able to see my computer screen here?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. So I'll walk you through a full demo and then we can talk about costs at the end.
Okay.
So this is a plain text email, obviously, and it's probably what all of your...
All right, I want to get your opinion on something, and that is when to bring up competition or competitors. Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of reps wait till the end, when they're wrapping up to say, who else are you looking at? And then at that point, you kind of have to you never want to bad talk your competitor.
No.
But you have this limited amount of time, so you just kind of blurt out something. And you try and position yourself, but you have very limited time to do so.
Right.
What's a better way of doing it?
For sales reps listening, if you're actually asking where they're at in their decision-making process and who else they're looking at, you're halfway around the track for sure. So great job. But if you're doing it at the end, you've got a missed opportunity. Absolutely do it in the discovery is what we recommend at Replays as a best practice. And why is that? It's so that you can understand early on in the game who you're actually competing against. And as you say, never ever bash the competitor. But of course you need to deposition in a respectful way in terms of your strengths and weaknesses versus their strengths and weaknesses. And what a great way to do that when you understand early in the discovery so that you can actually weave in strategically little areas where you excel over your competitors as you go through the demo.
Totally. Absolutely. It's almost like dropping little landmines in their brain as you go. And you highlight areas that your competitors are weak, and you put a lot of emphasis on it. And be like, hey, make sure as you're doing your evaluation, you look for X. And when they go to the competitor, they're not going to see X.
Totally.
Yeah. Love it. Let's check it out.
All right.
What we're trying to help you do is create a pattern interrupt so that when someone receives an email from you or your team, it actually catches their attention long enough for them to read the little bit of text and then go ahead and click play to engage with the video. So this is what it looks like to receive a video or a Go video within an email. You can see right away, like there's a smiling, waving face, so that not only catches your prospect's attention or customer's attention, but it also humanizes the sales process. Right away, someone can see like what I look like and what I sound like when they watch the video. So it helps to make people feel a little bit more comfortable from that prospecting perspective to get on a first call with you. And the other thing is it shows that this is like there's a human behind this email, and this isn't an email that's been sent out at mass. So I even went that one step further by putting Ian's name on the whiteboard. So Ian knows my message is probably custom for him. It just helps with click-through rates and getting people to watch the video, knowing that like it's probably tailored to something that is interesting to them.
Yeah.
You can also record over top of your computer screen.
Dave, I know you're going to be excited about this one.
Yeah.
We're talking meaningful check-in.
Yeah.
How do we do that?
Well, first let's describe what they are, because at Replace we call them meaningful check-ins, and the reason we talk about it is, how people are going through their demo and they'll go for like 3 or 4 minutes talking and they don't take a breath, and then at the end they'll say, any questions? Well, to me, that's not actually checking in throughout the demo to understand where they sit, and that's so important so you can get little nuggets to use as you're going to close. But at the same time, you want to make sure you're getting them picturing what it's like to use the solution within their organization. So instead of just saying, hey, any questions, we recommend meaningful check-ins. Like, what are a few examples you would recommend to use for meaningful check-ins?
Yeah, I mean, stay away from does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think that's the common go-to one.
Right.
I really like, can you see this working in your respective organization?
Yeah.
Or is what I'm showing you relevant in your day-to-day?
Yeah.
And even you can go as far as, can you explain back to me what I just ran you through? And then you can see their comprehension level.
I like that. And, a mixture of closed probe and open probe are important. Make sure you get the open probe in there. Things like, how would you see this deployed within your organization? You said you had a demo on this morning. How does this compare? How does this feature compare to that? Want to get them talking, right?
Yeah, totally. So meaningful check-ins, don't do the dreaded does that thing.
Exactly.
And no long monologues.
No.
I could go on one right now.
Should we stop talking right now?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Maybe you want to introduce them to their account manager. So we have lots of videos where there will be 2 of us, and it will be like, hey, just wanted to say thanks for signing on and being a customer. I'm going to introduce you here to your customer success manager, so-and-so. And then just that way, again, you're humanizing the process, and again, making people feel more comfortable actually being able to like see the people that they're going to be working with.
Got it. Yeah, I'm loving all of this so far.
Cool. So when someone receives an email with the video in it,
Okay, so here we've got a situation which is awesome, where the prospect's like, I love this. This is fantastic. But what are some pro tips when that happens?
Well, we want to stay in that arena as long as we can, right?
Yeah.
So my favorite thing to say or do to pause is just, stop and say, what do you love about this? What specifically are you loving about this right now? And then that's really helpful because you can always come back to that, right? Anytime you can be like, those are the things that you always highlight. In your follow-up email, that's what you're going to highlight. When they don't get back to you, and that's what you're going to highlight. All these different things. So find out what exactly it is they love and stay there as long as you can. It's a good place to be.
Absolutely. All right.
So this is an example of one of our customers, the factory, to show you what they've done with their sharing page is what we call it.
Okay.
So again, they'll click on that video to watch and get taken to a branded sharing page. So this one's another example for you. Again, the header and footer and all of the codes here are live. And you can even see at the top, like the URL has been changed. So Vidyard is totally behind the scenes here, and it's just an extension of their website.
Very cool. Okay.
And then one more case for you here with Tableau.
All right, Dave, you're the customer story guy. You say again and again on your little soapbox. You got to talk through customer stories. How does she do? Because she kind of goes rather fast through them.
Yeah, for sure. So we're going to give her full marks for one thing. She's actually getting some great customer brands on there and how they utilize Vidyard. Where she's falling short, and where we see a lot of reps falling short, is we're not hearing the story around it, right? So we see a couple of brands flash up for like 3 or 4 seconds, and it's like, hey, this is how they use it, as opposed to, this is the problem they came to us with. This is how we solved it. I'm going to show you an example of that, and this is the win that they had. Let me show you some ROI examples, or at least share that with you. So important.
Yeah, I like that. It's not, don't focus so much on the brand or the logo. Focus on the result that you drove for them.
Yeah, that's exactly right. People want to hear results. They want to be in good company. They want to know that the pain they're feeling is going to be solved and that it's been done before.
Yeah, I like it.
All right.
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah, so that's where those individual analytics in the back end of our platform, it's kind of very similar of what we actually pass into Salesforce, but now you can report on it and you can look at it from like an account level record as a whole.
Gotcha.
All right, so we're wrapping up, getting to the end. I think we have, 6-ish minutes left. I'm curious to see how she kind of wraps a bow on all this, brings it all together. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. Transitions are so important, right? When you look at our biggest, most important commodity, it's time. When we're taking someone's time, they want to know where they're going with it. So it's important to have little mini agendas as you're going. And when you're at the end, that transition of here was the demo and now we're moving into pricing is important. Let's see how Jenna tackles that.
Let's check it out.
It comes straight out of the box, but then you can customize any of these reports as you'd like.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Any questions on anything? I know it's kind of a lot, but that is the full tool.
Dave, how do you think she did?
This is the point where we want to say, so what do you think? Instead, we hear Jenna say, any questions? Is it important to ask if there's any questions? Of course there is. It is. But pro tip here, in my opinion, would be, and what we see resonating is, I really want to ask you if you have any questions. But before we jump into that, what do you think?
Yeah. We got to go to the piece de resistance, and you got to really go and hammer it home. Because if you think about it, right, you've just done a 30-minute presentation on something that's going to have a material impact in their business. It's going to solve business challenges for them. So you should be like, hey, how excited are you right now?
Right.
I just solved your problem.
Yes.
And again, it goes back to getting them to live in those moments where they're really excited and they're wanting to go to that next step.
Well, it's like Dickens used to say, Scott, it's Tale of Two Cities, and we just could go this way or this way. And I would recommend that other way.
Yeah. And I'm going to stop it there because we could just keep going and keep going.
A2, Brutus, A2.
A2. All right, let's see how it wraps up.
Definitely would love to go ahead and dive into pricing.
Okay, awesome. So how many users then do you want to look at off the bat? Because it is an annual license fee and it is a per user basis on that.
Okay, so I would imagine I can 100% see my account managers using this tool as well. But I would want to run that by my CEO as far as because I didn't realize that it would even jump into that sector. I just wasn't even thinking. I was just thinking, okay, book appointments. But so I would know right off the bat that it would at least be 4 of us. Is it a 5 license minimum?
Nope. So it used to be up until about a year ago. And then we realized that there were tons of under 100 person companies who were interested. So you can buy as few as a single seat if you wanted to.
Okay. So it would be 4 of us to start. And then as soon as we make our new hires, that would probably double.
Okay, cool.
All right, Dave, we got to talk about pricing. So there's a few things that have come up here that I've noticed. Number one is I would love your take on this idea of pre-buying. Yeah. So the prospect said, we are going to be growing from 4 to 8. So as an account executive, do you go for the 8 seats or do you just wait and get the 4? What is your thought there?
I think you always want to have the needs of the customer in mind first and foremost, and you want them to know that. So if you truly feel, I think the North Star here is, if you truly feel like it's something that's going to benefit them, throw it on the table. And so I think it would have been worth exploring, asking one more question. When she said she's got 4 more hires, we don't know if those 4 hires are over the next quarter or if they've actually got 4 offers out right now.
Yeah.
If it's 4 offers, it's like, hey, let's turn it into a benefit to them in terms of if you buy more seats, it's going to be less per seat. We could explore that now.
And then last thing I'll say on pricing, because we kind of beat this to death, but when you deliver the price, shut up.
Right.
Yeah. Whoever talks next loses in my mind, So deliver it, be confident in your price, and just hear the response.
I'm curious though, no one loves awkward silence. So are you saying you're actually really comfortable with awkward silence? Well, I guess you are. Okay, let's eat our own dog food and continue on here.
Let's do it.
And what I will say is the first 5 users are a little bit more expensive, and then it starts to scale down in cost after your initial 5 as well.
Okay, cool.
So for 4 users without the Salesforce integration, you'd be looking at $$, for the whole year for everyone.
Okay.
Is there any other information that you were hoping to get from me on this call?
No, as long as you can send me a proposal and just kind of like, a general video overview of what you guys do, that would be awesome. I'm having a meeting with my CEO tomorrow to discuss possibly implementing you all and SalesLoft and a few other softwares.
All right, so pretty good closing here, good ending. What's the over-under that she gets solid next steps on the books?
Well, I hope she does, but let's see.
Let's check it out.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this is absolutely something that I can see ourselves utilizing and a tool that I want to implement. And this is my budget, but I just want to be transparent with you. I have to run everything by him, but I don't see it being an issue.
Okay, awesome. And just to be transparent back with you too, like that's list price. So if budget is like the only issue here, let me know and we can do our best to work with you on that.
So lots of thoughts there.
Yeah.
You never, ever want to give a discount when budget wasn't an issue. She just simply said, here's how I'll get budget approval. Didn't say, we don't have the money for this. Sometimes you have to discount, but don't discount yourself before you have to.
Right. You know what we call that at Replays? We call that negotiating with yourself.
Yes.
And it's like, so Jenna, you're doing a fantastic job. It's just on this one area, customer didn't ask for the discount, so no need to offer it. And if you're going to give a discount, we want it to be a give take, right? Use that as a strategic tool to get something you want, whether it's a quicker close or maybe including the customer success team seats as well, something like that.
Yep.
If we could have a follow-up call on either Friday or early next week.
So my Friday afternoon is pretty open.
Could you do a 1 or a 2?
Yeah, why don't we do 1 o'clock?
Okay, perfect.
Got the meeting.
Awesome. So I'll send you a calendar invite for the 9th at 1. I'll also send you the video proposal, and then I'll include our 3-minute demo overview video that just goes through the whole platform that we talked about today.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for that, Jenna.
How do you think it went?
Oh man, let's talk about, I think it went great. Let's talk about the very last piece there first. So in terms of getting a meeting on the books, fantastic. But I hear all the time from account executives asking us at Replays, how do we actually move momentum forward and reduce the sales cycle? One way to do that, act like a project manager. So at the end, making sure there's solid, tangible, time-dated next steps. It drives accountability on your side and the prospect side. So I would have liked to have seen Jenna say, all right, let's summarize next steps. It seems like what I need to do is this, this, and this. I'll have it done by then. And I would like to, it sounds like you're going to do this, this, and this. When could you have that done by? And then when you follow up by email, it's there in writing, and on your next call, everyone knows what they're accountable for. What are your thoughts on that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would call that a mutual action plan, which I'm a big fan of. It holds both parties accountable, and it is your best tool for keeping a deal on track. And you can do it right to the close date, and you agree upon the close date.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I would say overall, very, very impressed with how Jenna navigated through this call. If I were to guess, it's going to be a closed deal. We should do an update for everyone after this. The overriding themes I think I saw there, number one, more meaningful check-ins, right? And number two, super important to ensure that you're telling the context behind the customer examples. And 3, finally, make sure you don't discount if you don't have to and they don't ask. Don't negotiate with yourself. What were your thoughts, Scott?
Yeah, agree with those 3 for sure. Jenna, I think you did a fantastic job. Thanks for sending them. Of course, if you're an account executive out there, you want some help, send them our way. We've got another season coming out very, very soon. And if you like this, if it was helpful, if you know a rep that could use this information and this series, please like, comment, share, tell everyone in the world, and thanks for hanging out with us.
All right.
Peace.